before Thanksgiving, and all through the house. Every pot was a stirring and splashing stuff on my blouse. I know my son said it was corny, but I had to come up with something. Today, we're making one of our favorites. It's the caramel apple cake. So many of you have loved over the years. We've shipped them all across the country, and we've gotten people asking us all the time for the caramel cake recipe. So here it is. I'm going to share it with you today. Hope you enjoy it. Don't be afraid to get out there and do it yourself, and so you can stop calling. Go run and get all of this. Now, you don't have to run. You probably have this stuff in your closet. 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, 5 to 6 medium apples. And let me just say this, I like to do 6 because I like it to be juicier and nice sweet consistency, taste and nice consistency. I use the Galas and the combination of the Granny Smiths. Those are my 2 favorites to use. You're gonna do 1.5 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of sugar. My 3 large eggs are pre-cracked in here. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of vegetable oil, and you're gonna need the baking spray so that we can spray that pan down really well. I like to use the Bundt pan with this recipe. Wash, core, peel, and slice all of your apples first. Okay, now the chunks of your apples depend on you. I like them, see that? That fast. Spraying your pan is very, 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 very super important. You want that cake to come out when it's ready. My son, who's standing behind the camera, Elijah, put your hand in there and wave, Elijah. Okay. My son told me to use the word what?
Crucial.
It's crucial that you spray the pan. Now, I enjoy the Baker's Joy because it has the flour as well as the oil in there. Super, super, super. I just want to say this. It looks like a lot of apples, and it is. And it's good because 1 of the tastes, you want that apple taste in the apple cake, but 2, it also keeps the juiciness in your baking. All right, beloved, let's get started. We're gonna start with combining our dry ingredients. And I'm gonna start with the flour, and you notice that I'm using a sifter. And I just wanna say, pause and say, rest in peace to one of our friends who lost earlier this year, Cake Man Greg. He was the one who always said, my mama told me to sift twice. So Greg, thanks for the advice. Thank God for him, and pray we'll see him again up in glory. Twice we're sifting our flour. Then our sugars, white and brown. I run them both through the sifter as well. Sometimes the brown sugar will clump up and have lumps in it, so hard like rocks. We don't want that in there. Let me say this also, if you don't have one of these contraptions, find you a strainer in your house. That works just as well. Then 1 teaspoon of our baking soda. Make sure it's not the baking powder. We want baking soda for this recipe. We also want 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then 1 teaspoon of our nutmeg. Then in our mixer, we're going to mix those dry ingredients up. Now in your mixer, it's best to do this with a heavy duty mixer. Reason why is because in the end, when you put those apples in there, a hand blender may not have enough power to really get that mixed up. But we're gonna start out on low. Why? Because we don't want to wear this. We're mixing all of our dry ingredients together. Okay, then we're gonna go in with our wet ingredients. I'm gonna turn the mixer back on low again because I don't want to be wearing this. We're gonna add the oil in. Then our eggs. And our vanilla extract. That's 14 teaspoons of the vanilla extract. Now, if my son would get to grab the camera and come in, and so you can see how the consistency is looking. Say hi, guys. Say hi. It'll look a little thick, right? All right, but hang in there. Let's let this mix up for a good another minute. Okay, now I'm gonna put the apples in here, and it's gonna be a lot of thick, which is why I said using that pan mixer isn't the best tool to use, especially if the apples are really chunky. Okay, we went up another notch. You see it's starting to thin out a little bit. The liquid in the apples is starting to come out. Okay, we're gonna stop right here, and we're gonna take it down and mix the rest by hand because we don't want to over mix. If you over mix, your cake will not rise. I mean, it'll get a little something, but not the way that it can if you let it do what it do. Okay, so we're ready to grab the pan. It didn't take much to mix that up. And again, we don't want to over mix it. We're gonna go ahead and put our batter in the pan. Come and help me, son. This is heavy. Oh, y'all wish you had a little boy like this. He's so cute. That's my baby. Thank you, baby. You're the best. That's my Elijah. It's a really thick batter. That's my. You might need a little help. Oh, you the best. You're so sweet. Oh. I give the pan a little shake just to even it out. So one side won't be higher than the other. And then we're ready for the oven, 325 for 1.5 hours. Thoroughly cooled, and I've taken a butter knife and going around the edges a couple of times just to make sure that it gets released from the pan well. And hold our fingers, and yes. Woo! I'm hearing you cheers.
Whoa!
What if I drop it on the floor? Beautiful! Oh, you want to get in close? Come on.
Not really.
Okay, we'll do it anyway. Now you can stop here, but one of the most delicious, look at that, one of the most delicious parts is our creamy caramel topping. Okay, now the best part, one of the best parts about this cake is if you need to do it ahead of time, like today we're in Thanksgiving mode, 3 days ahead. But if you could do this like a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead. Take your cake after it's thoroughly cool. You don't want to put the hot cake into the freezer, but you're gonna take it and you're gonna plastic wrap it really well. And you can store this in your freezer for a couple of weeks. And this is a very good help. When you're ready to eat it, just take it out, let it go on the counter, and do your thing, or if you want to frost it. Now, this is one of the favorite things about making this cake. Everybody loves the caramel. We used to do it the hard way with sweetened condensed milk and boiling it, but now this product we have dulce de leche in the can, which is basically the same thing. It's a milk-based caramel. So what I did was just open the can, I put it in the microwave for 30-second intervals and stirred it up after each 30 seconds until it was able to be poured. Try to get that out. And so we're gonna just give it a nice drizzle. Don't use all that good stuff. Give it a little help to drizzle down the sides. I'm making this one for my Shekinah. She's been asking for this cake for a while, and it's one of our favorites during the holiday season especially, but for any day. This is just a really go-to. If you go into somebody's house and want to bring a little something, this is one of the things that they're gonna fall in love with. One thing I like to do, you can do some nuts on top of here, maybe a couple of dried apples, but one of my favorite things to do is toffee bits, just to finish it off. And that's it, y'all. That's our caramel apple cake. And it is what? Yum, y'all.